In this video, we're going to be just creating our HUD that corresponds to our ammo. So what I mean by that is if we head over to Blueprint Classes, Player, HUD, we can view our HUD as well as our points. Actually, won't really be able to see it in our points, but at the bottom right we have our points. I want to show our ammo in the bottom right hand corner. So to do that, we're going to right click, go to user interface, create a new widget. I'm going to call it W_ammo. Open that on up. And this is going to be pretty simple. So all we're going to have is just honestly text. So I'll delete that, drag out text, that fill screen to desired. And we're going to give it an example. So I'm just going to set it as, oh, I don't know, 30 out of 120. That's going to be kind of our default text. So we need to think about how this is going to go. Let me set this as a variable first. So TV_ammo and check is variable. Now go over to graph and delete event tick and pre-construct. So you can probably we'll get rid of the constructor as well. Go to functions. We're going to create it and we're going to name it set ammo. It's going to take in two parameters. First one's going to be, let's see, what do we use? So for our weapon base, so in 32, so integer and another one. So this one's going to be magazine and this one's going to be total. So that's going to correspond with our current total ammo and current magazine ammo. So once that's dragged out, we're going to construct a text for this text box right here. So we need to kind of construct that. So I want it to be the magazine, drag out to string. So do a toString on the total. Take that value. I'm going to append a / to it. Go plus / or space / space. Then I'm going to take this value to append our total magazine ammo. And then I'm going to grep. It's going to be converted to text. Then TB ammo, we're going to do set text. Now we just link this up. So what this is doing, for instance, let's say magazine is 8 and total is 30. So it's going to do 8 space / space 30. That's going to be this guy here. So 8, 30 like that. Actually, we'll see what looks better with or without the space. So we have this function here, make sure it's public, which it is. Now let's head over to our HUD, go to graph, and in our construct, you can see we bound some events. So that's for our interact message that can be ignored, and this one's for our points HUD. So we're going to be creating a new event, and that's going to control our actual, our ammo. So these are bound, I think in our characters, is our Nazi zombie character. The F interact changed. The points are bound from, that's in our player state. So what I want to do, I actually close down the interactable in wall weapons real quick and open up both of our weapon base header and CPP. I might end up needing them. So what I'm thinking is from our Nazi zombie character, we will get, so do I want to do it from the character or do I want to do it from the, let's see, let me look at character base. I want to move my input component up to the top because that's where it's supposed to be. Guess right below begin play. Right, so we call fire, so on fire. Okay, those are empty. So Nazi zombie character.cpp. Let's look for fire. There's on fire. So in here, I want to actually trigger the event. So I want to add it to our Nazi zombie character. I think that's going to be probably the most, well, the simplest way. So I'm going to copy, well, actually, I'll just type it out. So it's going to be declare dynamic multicast delegate, and it's going to be 2 params. So then we have the delegate name, then param1 type, then the name, then the param2 type, and the name. So if we look at this guy, we have f interact changed. I'm going to call it f ammo changed. Then following along with it, we have the type, then the name. So it's kind of the exact same thing. So we're going to do a int 32, and what was the order? So magazine. So magazine ammo. Then we have int 32 total ammo, like so. Then we have the first event here. So we're essentially going to be doing that. So it's going to be blueprint assignable. Be f ammo changed, and let's call it, let's see, on ammo changed, I guess is a good enough indication. So we have that. Now let's go to Nazi zombie character.cpp. Go to our on fire. We're going to wrap this around in brackets. After our fire, let's see, fire return anything? I feel like fire returned a boolean. No, it did not. So what I want to do is also make a change to this here, but not right now. So Nazi zombie character.cpp. I want to do a check. So if fire valid, meaning when we shoot, we actually had ammo, so the shot actually happened. If not, I don't want to keep broadcasting because there's not really much of a point. So we have, let's see what we have. Do we have anything to get the ammo? So we have current ammo. Is this still valid? Go to the definition. Current magazine and current total. Okay, that'll work. So T array of and 30. Actually, I don't need to do any of that. Current weapon get current ammo. And what we can do, actually, yeah, I'll store it. T array int 32 current ammo equals that. Then we're going to do our event, which was on ammo changed. We're going to do on ammo changed dot broadcast, and it's going to be current ammo index 0 and current ammo index 1. So just keep it clean. So this will happen every time we fire. Now the only problem is this will not, I don't think, work for full auto because of the way that system works, because fire is not getting called continuously. Instead, it's just fire and stop fire. So eventually, in our full auto class, we'll have to make a way to fire off this event on each shot. So that'll be done later. We just want to kind of get everything working. I want to go ahead and start the compile. And we're just going to get it working with semi-autos for right now. So I already know I'm going to have to relaunch the editor. Alrighty. Wait for the good old freeze to finish. There we go. Reopen those widgets here. Go to our HUD. Go to Graph, and we're going to rebind another widget. So we ever have our player character. And okay, we are storing that. We're doing a valid. Yes, we are. Okay. So we're going to drag out from player character. It's going to probably have to be cleaned up eventually because it's kind of ugly. So from here, we're going to do bind event to on ammo changed. Link it up, and we're going to drag off the event. We're going to search for custom event. So we're going to add custom event. I'm going to call it on ammo changed. And here we have the two parameters. There we want to alter our ammo widget. So we need to add that widget into here. So back to designer. Here we have a vertical box with our points list. I'm going to add just a size box. Panel, size box, anchor to the bottom right, reset location. Crank up the size a bit. I don't know, let's just do 200. Actually, what's the size? 250 by 125. So 250 by, let's just do 50. That should be big enough. Alignment, we're going to do or 0.5 or 1. Let's do 1 as well. Bring it up right to the corner. Okay, so 1.1 and 2. I want to match it. 1.1 and 2. Drop it a little lower, so I'm going to do 1.8, 1.5. I like that better. That's going to be your position. So this one's going to be variable. Actually, I don't need to make it not a variable. I'm just going to call it SB underscore ammo. And inside of the size box, go to user created, W ammo, drag and drop inside, like so. And I don't want to have this feeding from the right. The widget ammo, click the text. Justification is going to be align text right. This fit to the right. I'm not entirely sure how. Horizontally align right. That works for me. Align center. That'll feed from the right. So we're going to probably have to tinker around with where we want it, the size and all that kind of stuff, but for now that should be okay. So let's make sure that's a variable, W underscore ammo. Go to graph, W underscore ammo, we're going to get, call set ammo, and total. File and save. And let's just have ourselves a look. Save all. Right. The pistol, 8 out of 30, 6 out of 98, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Alrighty, I just got interrupted, so sorry about that. And I just recorded the part 2 for this, but I realized my mic was muted. So anyways, let's redo this. So we have 8 out of 30, we shoot and it refreshes. 6, 1, 0, reload, it doesn't refresh. Till we shoot again. So we need to make trigger that event, add a couple more times, as well as make it work in full auto. I think I'm just going to do that in this video. So in order to do that, we need to think about how our event is set up. So we also want to do it when we switch. So for example, 6 out of 98, Lithium 1, doesn't change till I shoot. So we need this to work when we switch weapons, as well as when we reload and that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do, if we head over to our character base.h, .cpp, we have our onRep attach weapon, and this fires whenever we switch our weapon. So whenever we have a new current weapon. So what we want to do is we want to put this inside of here. So if we are the local player, we broadcast this event. The problem is we don't have this event. It's on our Nazi zombie character. So we're going to move that over to our character base. So go to Nazi zombie character.h, copy the delegate, paste it at the top of the class. We're going to grab the blueprint assignable property and add that as well. And now we have the event set up. So now we have it whenever we switch weapons. And same thing, we have it whenever we actually fire. So now we need a way to do it when we reload. So we're going to create a public function inside of character base.h. I'm going to go down to right here under get weapon array. I'm going to do void refresh weapon or refresh ammo widget. I'm going to actually make this a blueprint callable function in case we need to call it from blueprint for whatever reason. Create the implementation, drag it down below our switch weapon functions and just paste it. So right here, we're going to be doing the same thing. So if current weapon, what we want to do is alter or broadcast our ammo, like so. Now we need to call this. So whenever we reload, so let's go to our weapon base.cpp. We have this function called control fire delay, and I'll show you what that does here in a second. So if we come down to our reload, once we reload, the animation plays. Then we have a animation length that gets the length of the animation for the reload, and that length is the delay of the timer. So once that, the length of the animation is finished, so the animation is finished playing, our control fire delay function gets called. So we want that to be when the ammo gets refreshed. And thankfully, we're already having our Nazi zombie character set up in it, so we can be lazy and just add it into our brackets here. And we're going to do player refresh ammo widget, like so. And that will update, well, it will fire our broadcast event. So go ahead and compile, and we'll see how this works. Ready? Load up the engine. Once it loads, there we go. Now let's look. So we still have 8 out of 30. I shoot. Everything's the same. I reload. You can see it gets updated. And whenever I purchase a weapon, it switches to the new ammo. So I switch back and forth. You can see the event is firing. So everything is working as intended there. It's updating properly. The only issue we have now is with full auto fire. So if I spray, I'll do like 10. See, it only went down to 28 because of how our setup is. If I switch to semi-auto and shoot, finally updates. So because of the length of this, I'm actually gonna do that in this next video instead. So we have our ammo set up for our widget pretty much working and good to go. However, we do have that issue, as well as we want to update it on spawn. So as you can see here, I just spawned and it's still 8 out of 30 until I shoot. Then it updates. So we need to set up that event whenever, the weapon is in our hand, essentially when we spawn. So that'll be pretty easy. Same thing with full auto fire, since we now have the refresh ammo widget event or function that we can call. So anyways, now that that is over with, I will see you in the next one when we finish that. And as always, if you want to support me, the link to my Patreon's in the description, as well as if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to join the Discord server, which is also linked right above the Patreon. So I'll see you in the next one.